Good morning everyone. Welcome to our Sunday podcast. So today we are joined here to explore a fascinating topic, cell, the basic unit of life. Joining with me, 4 enthusiastic students who will make this topic interesting. So let's begin. Can anybody tell me what is a cell?
Yes, ma'am. A cell is a structural and a functional unit of life. It means all living organisms are made up of cells and all functions are done within a cell.
Absolutely correct. So moving on to the discovery of the cell. Who discovered the first cell?
Ma'am, the first cell was discovered in 1665 by Robert Hooke. He made his own self-designed microscope and observed the cork of bark tree and saw small rock structures which he named as cells.
Absolutely correct. So this was the first cell which was a dead cell. So what about a living cell?
In 1674, Anton van Leeuwenhoek discovered the first living cell. He observed pond water under an advanced microscope and found 3 living cells.
Yes. So who discovered nucleus?
Ma'am, nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown in 1831.
Yes. So what about the protoplasm?
The term protoplasm was given by Purkinje in 1839 for the living content of the cell.
Absolutely. So this was the discovery of the cell. Moving on to the cell theory. Can anybody tell me who gave the cell theory?
Now the cell theory was proposed by Matthew Sheldian in 1838 and Theodor Schwann in 1839.
So what was the main highlights of this cell theory?
The cell theory states that all the living organisms are made up of cells and the cell is the structural and functional unit of life.
Absolutely. But were they able to explain how new cell arise?
No, ma'am. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow explained that all cells are arise from pre-existing cells.
Very good. So new cells arise from pre-existing cells. So we talked so much about cell. Now the question is that why there is a need to study about cell? What are the scope of studying cell?
We study cell to understand how organisms work, how organisms function. It helps in understanding growth, reproduction and repair of cells.
Cell study is used in medical sectors to know about their diseases and treatments.
It also helps in biotechnology and scientific research.
Yes, my dear children, you have covered all the topics under the scope to study cell. So today's podcast, we discussed about cell, the discovery of the cell, the scientists behind them. Then we talked about the cell theory and the scope to study cell. So thank you, my lovely students, for making this session, this podcast very interesting, and thank you viewers for joining us. See you next Sunday with another interesting topic. Thank you.
Thank you.